First One Gardner Whiskey Company 92 Golf.
First Son Price Bravo Company 92 Golf.
And we are here at the 43rd Annual Joint Culinary Exercise.
Hey, we just want to wish all these outstanding 92 Golfs and culinary specialists an outstanding time, but more importantly, to represent for the Quartermaster Corps.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Perfect. Okay. First round side. Okay.
So after the you want to demo how to do the bottom, you can use half of the Oreo.
Okay.
And you save the rest of it
For the other portion of it. Okay. So my other question is,
and per recipe there's only 3 of these.
right, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Okay, perfect.
So
Okay.
this bowl I think
For the yeah, we can. That's fine. Maybe because of the it'll still work, yeah. Better, okay. Okay. Yeah, so
I'm gonna make sure that
it should be, yeah, 3 of them. 3 cream cheese.
hey, this is all
Oh, okay, I forgot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right.
eggs.
Okay.
So I will be here to strip out your bowl and do whatever you want.
Okay.
Just make sure that you get it down. So I'm gonna bring over the MC plate.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Y'all ready? Are you a student? Are you a 92? Not a 92. Are you a culinary specialist too? You are? Okay. What about you? You are? Are you a culinary specialist? You are? I didn't know that first time. Okay. Alright. Okay. Who cares? Who's kids? These your kids? What made you decide to bring them? Oh, your spouse is in the military?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are they an instructor?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Team Germany with the first medal today. Team Germany wins the
Y'all ready to eat
silver
some
medal in
cheesecake?
the pastry category. Put your hands together for him. Outstanding job, Chef.
I think y'all just wanted to be here today. I mean, all this week, so y'all can eat, right?
Transportation, Regimental
Yep.
Sergeant Major.
I said y'all just came here so y'all can just eat. Where your sergeant major at? He not chopping no wood.
Once again, our very own CS54. It's about to start those live fucking demos. Easy, sorry.
Okay. Alright. Am I still gonna do all?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
I can. Okay.
We should have more medals coming up real soon.
Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, so how everybody doing today? Alright, so he's trying to fix this sound thing that's going on. So who likes cheesecake? Does anybody have like a favorite cheesecake? No? Who likes going to the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah. That's the reason why I'm making cheesecake, because I like going to the Cheesecake Factory and because they have all the different types of cheesecakes. But I picked the Snicker cheesecake because I like Snicker bars. So I said, let's do Snicker bar cheesecake. That way I get to combine both my loves, cheesecake and the Snicker bar, with, of course, some Oreo crust. Yes? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? The bowl for, okay. Okay, well, this is for the crust. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start making the crust for the cheesecake. So you have different options that you can use for your crust. You can use like a honey graham cracker crust. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and use an Oreo crust to kind of go with my Snicker cheesecake, because it's going to just help make it a little bit more sweeter. And I like chocolate, so it'll give me some of that chocolate taste rather than using the honey graham crust, okay? So if you're going to use the crust, it kind of depends on how much you want to use, because depending on the size of the pan that you're going to use. Some people like to do the crust and just have that bottom layer on the for their cheesecake, and then some people add more crust so they can have the crust along the side of the cheesecake coming up along it, okay? But I'm gonna specifically right now just use it so I can just have it for the base of the cheesecake, okay? So I'm just add some of the crust. And then I'm gonna add some of the melted butter, okay, to mix it all together. Normally, if I use, ooh, chef, ooh. Yeah, so I'm gonna need some melted butter, okay. So normally, if I use like the honey graham cracker crust, I'll put a little bit of sugar in it to kind of help add some of the sweetness to it. But since I'm already using this Oreo crust, I don't really need to add the sugar to it, okay? Okay. All right, so this is one size springform pan that you can use. You can go and you can get them like in 3 different sizes. You have like the smaller size that I have over here, and then you have one that's a little bit much bigger, okay? Because this one is a small size, that's another reason why I don't want to put the crust up along the side of it. I'm just going to do the bottom of it, okay? You don't have to worry about spraying the bottom of the pan. It's not going to, you don't have to worry about it kind of sticking to the pan, okay? So while we're waiting on the melted butter, I'm going to go ahead and get this spoon so I can get ready to start putting this together. And of course, you got to make sure your oven is already preset to 350 degrees, okay?
my cheesecake at home. I don't make cheesecake at home.
Yes, so I do make cheesecake at home, and I make it by scratch. I don't like the cheesecake that some people just make. I think it's like a Jello type cheesecake. That's not cheesecake, okay? This is actual cheesecake, all right, where it's cooked in the oven. Not that cheesecake is like soft, you know. It doesn't have that nice, you know, cake type format. So if somebody said they made cheesecake and it's soft, they just use that box cheesecake and put some strawberry cherry on top. That's not real cheesecake. This real cheesecake, okay? You gotta remember, Cheesecake Factory. The Cheesecake Factory cheesecake looks like a what? A nice cake, cheese, cake. Notice I said cake. Alright. Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the butter, the melted butter. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll mix it up real good. You don't have to mix it up too much, but you gotta at least have enough butter. And then all I'm doing is just going ahead and dumping it into this springform pan. You can either use the spoon or you can use a spatula to kind of form it in there to get it nice and flat inside of the springform pan. I'm going to go ahead and put these gloves on because I'm going to go ahead and use my hands to kind of actually pat it down a little bit better so I can have a nice even crust. Now, if I did have too much in here, I could pull it up along the sides just a little bit, but I'm not going to. Like I said earlier, I'd rather just have it right at the bottom. And if it's too much, that's okay, because guess what? I'll just have a nice thick crust at the bottom of it. And then once I form it in here real good, I'll go ahead and just place it in the oven so it can kind of set a little bit before I start doing my cheesecake. Mixing my cheesecake mixture. So this right here should be good. Can y'all see that? Okay. All right. Place it in the oven. You can leave it in there anywhere between about 5-10 minutes, not too long, because it's going to cook when I cook the cheesecake. I just wanted to kind of be a little bit hard before I actually put the batter in, okay? All right, so now that I've done the crust, go ahead and start mixing my cheesecake batter. Okay, for this, if you notice in here, I may have like the whisk attachment, but normally I would use this regular attachment right here. But we're going to use the whisk attachment because of the tools that I'm operating with right now, okay? So my recipe calls for 3 8-ounces of the cheesecake. Now I will tell you that I normally don't use the full, sugar type cheesecake. I normally use like the 1/3 fat-free type cheesecake, just because I like to have it a little bit more healthier. But if I'm making it for somebody else, then I'll go ahead and use the full version cheesecake, okay? And this is the full version, so your calorie count gonna be up today, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and slowly add it in there, the 3 8-ounces. Kind of let it get soft. Remember, with your cheesecake, you never want to start with your cheesecake hard. You need to let it sit out for a little while so you can have it at room temperature. Because if you don't, it's gonna be a lot harder for you. Mainly if you don't have the standing mixer, or if you're using a hand mixer, it's gonna be a lot more harder to actually mix. Now that's also mixing. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my eggs, okay? And for this recipe, it calls for 4 eggs. But I'm not gonna put all the eggs in at one time. I'm gonna mix each egg in here individually, okay? Yes. And if you notice, he's scraping it down so that when I get ready to start incorporating the rest of the ingredients, it'll all mix, you know, it'll mix together well.
Pretty cold in here, Chef, so you kind of
Change, okay. And you notice I got the garbage bowl. Like, what's her name? Rachel Ray. This is my garbage bowl, okay? So I'm gonna add these 4 eggs. Thanks. Okay. All right. So that's my 4 eggs. And while he's scraping it down, this is my 1 cup of sugar that I'm gonna add. And it'll eventually get softer. As I get ready to start adding like the cream, the sour cream that I'm gonna add to it, it'll get softer. Yeah, I'll add the sour cream. And here's the 1 cup of cream, the sour cream. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And remember, anytime you add in any kind of cream, you add your eggs, just remember when you have a stand mixer, or even if you have a hand mixer, you got to add everything slowly, because if you don't, it'll just splatter all over the place. And that's something that you don't want. So you notice he kind of turned it down as I started to add the cream to it. And if you notice, you can see how now it's a little bit more, you know, it's thinning out better than what it was before. Now I can kind of go ahead and kind of add the sugar inside of it. And of course, you add a little bit of vanilla extract. And the best part is the Snicker bars, okay? So you can do it a bunch of different ways. You can get like the big Snicker bars and you can kind of chop them up and you can get them to this size. Or you can buy those miniature size Snicker bars and cut them up. Probably the miniature size are better because it's not as much chopping. And then you need to have enough to save for later for when you get ready to decorate your Snicker cheesecake, okay? So I'm not gonna add all of this, but we're gonna add it in there. So I don't have a stand mixer at home. I have to use a hand mixer. So I'm playing around with this. It's because I'm just now learning how to actually use the stand mixer. Yes. So he's going to scrape it down for me. Basically, that's once you got all your everything in there, then now all I have to do basically is just go ahead and get ready to pour it inside the pan. Okay. Yeah. So these are small pans. So again, it just kind of depends on how many people you're serving. If you have small pans, then you can kind of use the small pan. It's really kind of only good for me, one person. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna be selfish because I only need it for. I don't need it. I don't need to share. So just for me. So I'm gonna do one pan, one small one, and then we'll do the other one that I actually did the crust. Do you always have to have a crust on the bottom? Some people don't like the crust; they just like the cheesecake. So we'll have the small one where there actually is no crust on the bottom. Okay. And again, you don't need a lot. It just kind of depends on how big you want it. So I'm not gonna put that much in this one. Huh? Talking about the cheese. Can you add a cake mix to it? You want the bowl? That's what you do? I do too. I like lick the bowl, so it's barely anything to kind of like clean by the time I finish. And basically, I'm licking the bowl to make sure it tastes good. You don't really need that much, okay? And all I'm doing is just like patting it to kind of keep it even, all right? All right. Thank you. Okay, so this is the one that I actually put the crust down in, okay? No really real reason for me to have to wait for it to cool because at the end of the day, all I'm going to do is put the batter in here and it's just going to go directly into the oven. Again, it depends. You don't have to use this whole batter since I have a lot of it, and because of the size of this pan, I can actually not fill it all. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top, but I want a decent size on it. Thank you. And if you notice, I have this pan right here with the water inside of it. You want to put your cheesecake in these pans with the water because it helps it cook evenly. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I can put one more out. And again, all I'm doing is just like tapping it so it can be in there evenly. Just place them in the pan with the water. And then you can kind of let them cook. Sometimes anywhere between like maybe 5 minutes to an hour. It just kind of depends. Okay. And then you just place them in the oven. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? No? Huh? You want to know when you're going to eat one? You want to know when you're going to eat one? Okay. Oh, I put the water in the pan so that way when you put the cheesecake in there, they cook more evenly. That way you don't have to worry about it not cooking evenly. So that's what the water is in there. It's just regular room temperature water. Yeah, it doesn't have to be any particular temperature. okay? You just fill it up to a decent level, as long as it's not overfilled to where when you put the pans in, the water comes up over top of your springform pans, okay? All right, so we're gonna do some, you know, power of cooking. You know, I'm gonna use Rachel Ray, the power of cooking. So we're gonna show you how it actually looks once they're finished. So what we did was, we came up with some different toppings. Of course, you already know I have the Snicker topping, right? I have still my Oreo, and I'm gonna show you some things that I'm gonna do with the Oreo crust that I have left over. And you see, finished product. Wow, amazing! Yay! Yes, I prepared this all day. Okay, all day. All right. And if you notice on these, the crust is wet on the bottom, right? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a few different types of decorations that you can possibly do with your cheesecake. Okay. Now the toppings that I have, like I said, I have the Oreo, the Snicker, I have some ganache, the chocolate, right? And then we have some caramel topping as well. And then I'm gonna do some gold leaf topping. Okay? Easy enough? In the house. Okay, so where's the Cheesecake Factory here in Virginia? Shark Pump? Richmond? Okay. Yeah, easy, right? Yeah. Okay, so if you notice, he gave me a pen with some wire racks on it, right? And I'm gonna show you a little bit of why we use the wire rack. You're gonna use the wire rack because if I'm gonna be doing you can use the wire rack for once the cheesecake is finished and you want it to cool, you can take it off and let it sit on the wire rack so it's cool. But I'm gonna actually use it, so let's just say they cooling and they done cooling. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the wire rack to kind of help me with decorating the cheesecake, okay? If you have like a spatula.
That's all we do. They train. They execute plans. They do.
So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add just a few pieces of the Snickers. And again, it's just how you want it to look, you know. I'm gonna take some of the ganache. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Look good, don't it? Yes. Yes. So that's just one way you can decorate it, okay? With the ganache and the cheese and the Snickers. Okay. You want to go ahead? And what he's going to do is he's going to take some cream and we're going to do some, oh, there it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this whip again. I'm using hand. But if I had the hand mixer or the stand mixer, it wouldn't take as long. Really got to get in here and you got to really stir this so you can get your whipped cream, okay? Don't go buy that whipped cream out the daggone can. Go ahead and get your heavy whipping cream, all right? And just stir it up. Now you can add sugar in it so you can add a little bit more of the flavor to it. Of course, I'm not adding any sugar to it, but you got to really get in here and stir this thing up if you're going to do it by hand to get your get it to whip up as a whipping cream. And the chef would make me do this by hand like I did the other day. Yes.
Here's your caramel sauce.
All right, and I can finish decorating. All right, thank you. So I'm gonna take another one. And on this one, so I learned a technique that I did not know about. Oh, you want to put it on first? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. So he wants me to do it this way. We'll do it that way. So this is some caramel. Oh. You want to do it like that one? Oh, okay. So we're going to do the whole thing, okay? So this is the part where remember what I said? It's a Snicker, right? And that's just to get some of the excess caramel off of it. Oh, the cover the whole thing?
I did do it.
Oh, okay.
You can tell I did it.
That's what you did last time. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They didn't even try to hide the wire or anything. Yeah, I know.
Now, mind you, this is hot.
That caramel one is so good. Me too. Yes, I had some. That's the only thing I don't like. I ain't like those. I didn't like those. I didn't like that. I didn't. That's the only one I didn't like.
They're good, don't it?
I love caramel too. I like candy.
They're good. Tastes good, too. Yes. Thank you. And again, these are just some ideas that you can actually use, you know, to decorate your cheesecake. And then I'm going to do this last one until they bring out the big one. And I learned this when I was in their kitchen the other day. So I didn't bake a crust on the bottom, right? But I may want some of that Oreo around it. So guess what? All you got to do is take it, put some in your hand, and then just pat it along the sides of it. So I still get that Oreo that Oreo crust that although I didn't put it on the bottom and I didn't bring it up on the sides to cook it, I can still use it in this way to still have that Oreo crust on it, okay? I'm a firm believer that cooking, it shouldn't be a task. It should be something that you love to do. And I love to bake. So because I love to bake, I don't mind taking that time to do the cheesecake. Because it is time consuming. But it's okay because I love making it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
See how it came out? Okay. The spoon, oh, there it is, okay. And then all I have to do is just take this Of course, if I had a bigger, one of the bigger spoons. Oh, thank you. But it's okay now. Okay. Thank you. And remember, this has to be it has to be hot. It has to be melted real good.
Dip it.
Can we dip it? Yeah. And then, for the, oh, okay. Okay. More Snickers. And then we're going to put that whipped cream on here soon, okay? And then what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take some of this gold edible chocolate. Okay. And I'm going to put some of this gold flakes on top of here. How many of y'all know how much this stuff actually costs? This is actually that gold chocolate that's edible. Yes. It costs a lot. I may need another one because you got to kind of be careful with it. And you can kind of put it on there however you want it. Because again, it's edible. I won't use any more. Okay? Yep. All right. Y'all ready to eat? All right. Okay. How do y'all want me to decorate this one?
Caramel.
Come on, tell me how y'all want me to decorate it.
Caramel.
Huh?
Caramel.
You want what? Caramel? Okay, caramel. Yeah, come on.
She asked. Yes. Everybody was shot.
You want the caramel? Come on.
That's it.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Decorated the way they said they wanted. So what do y'all want on it? On this one? Y'all want caramel? Okay, caramel. Put some of the caramel on it. Come on. Well, however you want to do it. Just go ahead, put it on there. Grab it, grab the container and put it however you want it. It doesn't have to be perfect. What else y'all want on it? Huh? Some chocolate, some Snickers. Okay, put some gloves on, get some Snickers, put some Snickers on there. Here, right here, they're right here. You guys, okay. Y'all want some chocolate? Or what about this one? Which one on this one? Chocolate? Go ahead, put some chocolate on it. There you go. What else? What else? Come on, y'all. Huh? Whipped cream? Okay. He's getting the piping bag ready right now. Go ahead, put some of the Snickers on there. Put it on there however you want it.
There you go.
Just put it on there. It doesn't matter, however you want to put it.
Good.
Put some gloves on so you can help them. Here goes some right here. See how that look? It look good, don't it? Well, it tastes good too. Yo, come on, help him out. Come on, help him out. Y'all get in here and help him out. Decorate. Come on. Do whatever y'all want on these right here. It doesn't matter. There you go. Yes. Put some on there. Yes. That looks good. See, I never thought about doing that to it. Yeah, I never thought about putting Oreos on top of it. But that's good.
Well, I'll tell you how I got it. Started with the EDAS and I don't know.
Yeah, just decorate.
The air's not a really good.
Yeah, put whatever shakes on it. Yeah.
What's up?
Put some more whipped cream on there. Don't be stingy with the whipped cream. Put it on there. Yes, don't be stingy with it. Yes.
Well,
Oh, you did?
What
did you do? Oh, you did? What you debate? What's your favorite dish? Oh, you do?
I might get there working in the third slot.
Yeah, just put it on there.
He went there and
Is it? What kind of cookie? I like snickerdoodle. You know how to make snickerdoodle? I actually do. Hey, I need your recipe. Oh, shoot, you know how to do all that? What? Oh, that is nice. Oh, shoot. Ah, all right. All right. Yes. Yes, so we get ready to serve y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you. I'll take that one separate. Oh.